There's stuff. There's stuff. Okay, can I see chat? I can see chat. Nice. Okay. Oh, oops. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this. What is happening here? Okay, it's not updating on the stream though. So did anyone see that? Oh no. Like jump around? No, okay. My Mac's frozen. We are figuring this out on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Why is this not updating? Ooh. That is troublesome. That is not good. It is not good. Hello. It's been a while since I've streamed, and as we can tell, this isn't going super smoothly. So at some point, there will be... Oh, my mic's like really loud too. At some point, there will be things happening. I promise you. This worked an hour ago. The worst part is this worked like an actual hour ago. Okay, that's something. Cool. My mouse works. Nice. Do you have audio? Yes, we do. Okay. Does the camera work? I hate it here. Wait, should I be here or on Twitch? You can be on either. I can see the chat for either one. I can either see the chat for... I don't know why it's so blurry. I know why it's so blurry, because, like, my equipment is pretty bad. I'm gonna try my best to explain stuff. It's been so long since I streamed, and I've also been, super busy. Because of Funhouse, I got, like, a lot of cool job offers, a lot of cool projects, but that kind of took time away from figuring out what I'm doing with, technology and streaming and shit. I also swear a lot. I'm so sorry. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. Okay, hold on. I'm giving it, like, one more shot, and this lets, like, other people get in, because I'm kind of doing the spur at the moment, because, the mental hasn't been great. Hello! The mental hasn't been great for the past couple of weeks. Like, a lot of exciting stuff. That's epic. A lot of exciting stuff, but a lot of, like, pretty grim news, and just kind of processing all of that has been hard. But we're better, and I'm like, before I get worse, let me just stream again. Or let me just try and stream. Because I didn't want to do something like this for a while. Okay, it might be a lost cause. We might be the camera might be a lost cause. I will have a new webcam next time I do this. Because I've been meaning to get a new webcam for a while. So, I guess it's just gonna have to be me. Hold on, I'll do this one better. Hold on, do I have like... Yeah, hold on. I'll do, like... So that you kind of get, like, the same... Like, you know, you get the same kind of ambiance. You get what it would have been. You know what I mean? Like, you get the... What would have been the experience. Okay, imagine that face. Hold on. What image we're not showing? Sure. Is it going to be on screen? What are we doing? Why is it not on stream? What? Oh, there it is. Cool. Nice. We're gonna... So take that, put, like, right there. That's, like... Hold on. Make it a little smaller. Like this. Right there. Okay, imagine that moving. And, like, imagine, like, that face, like moving. You know what I mean? And then that's kind of it. So, this is... Lightspeed. So first, I'll play the track... How I usually do this is I play the track. Oh, let me also... Am I on Discord? Cool. Let me ping and let me put on... How do you do the voice lines on the beginning? The voice lines on the beginning? First up, let me actually, like, post and, like, make, whatever. Let me make, like, posts saying that I'm streaming and stuff. And then I'm gonna play the track, and then I'll talk about it a little bit. And once I talk about it, once I play the track, then I'll start like answering questions. Because if I start answering questions now, we are never gonna get into any of this. Okay, I post in my server, and then I just get my own links. I'm so prepared. Can you tell that I just got home from work? Crazy. There, and then on Twitch. It's a game called Candle and people stream it? That's crazy. Put it here. And there it is. And there it is. I post on Twitter, but before I post on Twitter, let's listen to that song. I forgot to get the full file because I'm stupid. So we're gonna go into our backups. We're gonna guess the year. It was 2023 that I made this song. Completed songs. Am I right? Your English is not my first language. Taipushito. Okay, cool. This is the final version that I ended up posting. Yep. And I have all my mixes and stuff. Cool beans. So, this is the full song. I'm going to play you the full song real quick. It might be a little loud. I'm going to see if I can adjust the volume. And then after I play the full song, we're going to get into all of this. What is all of this? Yeah, we're going to find out. Anyway, this is Lied to Me. I can read. I was wondering, I was like, why is it so small? There it is, Lightspeed. Alright, this is Lightspeed. Let me know if the volume's good. Yeah, woo, yeah, Lightspeed, yeah. First off, yeah, that's the part I left my wife for is crazy. That is a crazy statement. Um, anyway, the mix is gonna, so this is like the song fully mixed and mastered. You know the one. We'll get there. Um, so this is the song fully mixed and mastered. So all of this is gonna sound a little bit different and a little bit like, you know, it's gonna like, it's not gonna sound as polished. Because I do all my mixes in Pro Tools. Because I repeat after me. Okay, don't repeat after me. Repeat after me, I guess. Candle is dumb. Hello. So, let's get into it. So, first off, because several people asked, what's the original sample? This is because this is a sample. I got it from Splice. Oh, okay. We're gonna turn off. We're gonna turn off real quick. We're gonna turn off the Mac real quick. We're coming back. I don't want you to see my login information, because there's money involved, and we don't do that. We don't do. I hope I hope Discord doesn't show on my screen. I also was logged into Splice yesterday. And we're logged out again. I guess for good reason. If you know, you know. But like, I have my beef with Splice. Okay, so the original sample, if we can find it, is it didn't come through. It's fine. Because are you considering getting on Splice? Dude, you're not on Splice already? That's crazy. Hold on. I feel like it's mandatory for anything electronic at this point. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's like Candle doesn't exist without Splice. I'm gonna be so real with you. I don't know what that says about me. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Anyway, so this is the original sample. Oh. You leave me lonely, never stick around to hold me. Stay a minute more than slowly walk out the door. It goes a little slower than that. Like the actual one is 174. This is at 164. I guess it goes a little faster. I don't know. Numbers are hard. But this is the original sample. And basically, the thing that I didn't like the most about it was I hated how that like ends. Because I like kind of completing the phrase. So like most phrases come in fours. So if you kind of don't have anything there, you know. And then it just kind of goes, like, even in the context of the song, right? Nothing. Like, that's so weird. That's, like, really weird. So the first thing I did was I did these chops. Yeah! So it's just a sample. So let me show you what I did. So essentially, it sounds like this. I'm gonna loop it. It sounds like this. Ooh. So I pitched it to the key of my song, whatever that is. I kind of forgot at this point. Oh, actually, we can tell. I pitched it up by 4, only the Formant. So it's songs in E minor. If you know, you know. The song is in E minor. I pitched up the Formant, so it sounds just a little bit different. So without that, it would have been. Leave me lonely, never stick around. But I really wanted it at. Leave me lonely. I really wanted that specifically. And then I added kind of an undervoice to it. So like, if we go here, it's the same thing. Sorry, dude, I was out eating for dinner. You're good. Good vibes in the chat. We're learning, educational. But I kind of added that. I added an undervoice. And again, please let me know if it's too quiet because I'm not. It's a lot to look at. I'm also looking for a jacket because it's cold in my house. Holy shit! Oh my god, it's cold. It's like spring doesn't exist, man. I swear. Anyway, so I added that undervoice to give it like a little bit more weight. And then we basically just messed up everything with this vocal. So we started with the best plugin. Please, I'm gonna hope it's in safe for work mode, but I'm not gonna check before I do it. I'm in safe for work mode. So this is a plugin, and I swear by it. And don't look at the graphic. Don't look at the graphic. You just listen to what it does. Hold on, I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move it. It's not there. It's not there. Look how it's so good. It's so crunchy. It's such a good distortion. For $20, this is like really good, dude. You got that on the street center. Of course, dude. I know what I am. So, this is scuffed. Where I get, hopefully by the end of the journey that I'm currently going on. Also, thank you for the follow. 18 days ago. Hopefully by the end of this journey, I will have a non-scuffed stream. This is my goal by the end of the year. But, you do that, and then you OTT. So now it's like way up in your face. It's super compression. So then you do all that, your transients get out of control, so we gotta control the transients a little bit. So I turned the attack down way much. It's not super noticeable. It just makes the little clicks and the little pops. Hello. It just makes the little clicks and the little pops a lot smoother, like a lot less like in your face. Pleat bucket downside and sub W. Yeah, I have this on safe for work mode. I can take this away now. And then I EQ the low end out because you don't need it. Because it makes, so the lower voice is still going through the distortion, so you're still getting a lot of it, but now it's not as heavy. I wanted like a little bit of weight, but if you kill the lower voice, even after that EQ, which is taking a lot of those frequencies away, it goes right back to being thin. So you still get the second voice there, and then this is just side chaining, and then this is just for transitions. Hello! Hello! People entering the chat, oh my god. This is just for transitions, so it just kind of is what it is. Shaper box is for transitions. I'm watching, like, my screen. I'm watching, like, the stream preview, not understanding that it's behind, because I'm smart and intelligent. And I'm smart. So, we added this chop, or we added the chops at the end, because I wanted the phrase to be, like, 4 bars, and, like, actually loop, because without it, it's just really empty. And then we have a lot of synth work. It's basically just hits. Please show me the one lead synth after the rap part. We will get there. We work left to right in this house. That sounded so aggressive, my bad. We'll get there. We work left to right in this household. But there is a song. We're gonna hope I have it. We're gonna hope that I can just pull it. Am I so good? I'm so good. I'm so good and so prepared. I'm so good and so prepared. The ancient profile picture is, yup. Dude, this was a good band picture. Like, I don't know if Alice has the whole band picture, I'm sure, still. Like, we got some nice photo. Like, this is my business photo, dude. This is, like, my business picture, on God. Dude, it's so clean. Dude, it's so clean. But anyway, there's a song called by, I can't say that name, Raver, featuring Psyche. It's called Future Raver, and the drop goes like this. The drop. No. It's hard. It's impressive. But I really wanted to emulate a drop like this. So I wanted to make a drop like that, whereas like you have the chromatic motion in your chords. So like my entire chord progression is basically just like you go down and then you go back up. So it's like it's your 6 minor. It's for anyone that knows music theory. We're about to geek out for a second. I'm sorry. So So basically, my chords, you start with an E minor, right? You start with an E minor. This is not an E minor. I'm so bright. I'm so smart. Yeah, my bad. You start with an F minor 7. You start with an F minor 7, and then you just kind of voice lead it down to a C minor 7, because that's your 5th. And then you can chromatically go down to your 4th, because we're in the key of F minor. We're in the key of F minor, so C minor is available to us if we use the natural minor, and don't use, or yeah, we use natural, not harmonic minor. So C minor is available to us, and what you can do between C minor and F minor. I was speaking so bad when you said E minor. Yeah, my bad. Oh, you especially know, bro. You could have called me on my bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, we were in F minor. My bad. Because this is our tonic chord. It's just the first chord we play. It's our tonic chord, and then we go to C minor, which is our 5th. So in natural minor, C minor is available to us, and you can chromatically go down to your 4th, because your 4th is just a B flat minor. So you can chromatically go between chords of the same type. So minor 7, down a half step, minor 7, down a half step, minor 7. And then I just go back to the C minor, and here I make it C major. Or no, sorry, I don't make it C major. So I go to C minor. This is a diminished. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm not gonna lie. E major, E flat major. Yeah, E flat. So E flat 7. So in the key of, so we're doing. So this is our actual 5/7. What? No, it's not. Never mind. I'm like trying to like harmonically analyze this. It's been like 2 years. Okay, it's an E flat 7. So what is that in the key of F minor? Wouldn't that be my 5th? No, I'm dumb. It'd be my because I'm thinking in the key of in the parallel major or the relative major. This ends up being like your flat 7, I guess, in a natural minor. So to put it in actual English, this is 6. This is 5. If we're gonna do this based off the major, I swear to God. To go back to my own Ableton, but Godspeed, sure. We'll get to the drill section. I'll DM you and be like, I'll give you the story. But if we're in F minor, this is your 1. This is your 5. 5, flat 5, 4, and then flat 7, 7, and then I just do a diminished, like a passing diminished here, and that brings you back to here. In major terms, 6, 5, 5, flat 5, 4. Yeah, flat 7, 7. What does it mean? Or not flat 7, 7. What? 6? Oh, because I'm stupid. I'm so good. You gotta believe me. I'm so good and so prepared and so ready for this. 6, 2, 2. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm too tired. There's music theory in here. There's music theory. I'm so smart. And we're wasting too much time on this. But essentially, I just did a supersaw. This is my default supersaw, and then I did it down an octave, and then I did a mono layer, and that's kind of all that is. Added an ARP at some point. Just reruns. You add a bass. Yeah, I like spend too much time in the theory. This is what my bass looks like. And this is my sub. I like always use this sub. Because there's a cool thing about that plugin that I'll geek out about later. Cool things out like that. You go to here, you put the synth up a little bit just for a break. So this is just like, yeah, it's just the Rhodes. It builds, and then you go into this. So essentially, I basically just did the stabs and then didn't do anything in the actual chorus, because what this is and teach me music theory. I don't know music theory yet, but I want to make some songs in the future. Down. I don't want to make a level with Hazy. Yeah. Show me the rap part, please. We'll get there. It's like there. It just we get to the drop. We work left to right, or else I'm gonna go all over the place. Swear. There's music theory in here. I know what I'm doing. I swear to God, it's like kind of cool. When I wake up a little bit, I'll go back to it and like actually give a concrete answer. But this is my drop, and basically all I did was just like only have the stabs. The vocal would have kept going if I didn't cut it. Like if I didn't cut it, it would have kept going. But what I did is that the hits are really small. Like it's really, or if you cut it, like it goes really fast. The vocal sample goes really fast. So what you do is you just cut off a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can recreate it. So I think I did it by 1, maybe? Yeah. So when I shortened it, if I only did it like this, then I get like this part of the word, so you just shorten it a little bit and you just stretch it out a little bit. And then in the in-between, I put my fills. So all these are fills. All of these are fills. And they basically play in the kind of empty space that I'm creating. So like this is kind of my call, this is kind of my response. And the fills, the actual pattern makes its own breaks for fills, right? And then in the empty space, in the fills, it's just whatever would keep the flow going. So like there's a lot of like fast moving stuff, and if anyone wants to see any of the fills, then I'm so down. But we do the fills, and then we bring in a different vocal sample. And that basically just plays for the entirety of it, but I thought it was really cool. You take one of the chops and you put them kind of put them front and center. So it's like you go from these background chops, like this thing in the background. And then right there, it's like this comes forward and like all the attention goes on it. And that's just a cool little moment. It's just cool. Anyway, that's how I made the drop. It's essentially pretty straightforward. It's like there's filler. Yeah, and then the fills are just like what keeps the energy. It's just what I kind of hear in my head at the time. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. I wish I had one, but I don't. And then we get into this. Which is just all the instruments from earlier. We add a pad, which is just, this is like an analog emulator of a thing. What thing is it? I don't know. Oop. Yeah, I don't know what. It's from Analog Lab. It's really good. I just don't know what it's emulating. I think it's not a Juno. Yeah, it's an SQ80V or 85. I don't know that synth. I know the Juno and I know the Prophet, but. This is a cool lead. There's a song. It's in Just Shapes and Beats. It's gonna bother me if I don't. What song is it? I'm not gonna pull it up because I don't have it downloaded. But it's a really long song. But essentially, I got this lead idea from that, and all it is it's a supersaw, and I'm manually automating. It's a supersaw, but I'm manually automating the vibrato on it. And then I add in a bottom layer to it. And then the actual thing that's like kind of giving it all this texture is This is just a. I'm actually gonna hold on. I'm gonna open my door real quick. My headphones. I'm being attacked. Cool friends. Thank you. So basically, it's a serum patch, but I'm automating the octave. Yeah, so that it just rapidly goes up and down. And it switches between I don't know how many octaves it switches between. I think it switches between an octave each. So this goes from not termination shock. Unless you're talking about this song. This song is there's a song in Just Shapes and Beats, and I genuinely can't remember. I used to listen to it so much. It was one of my favorite songs. It's like a 6 to 8 minute song. It's like long. Oh, dude. It's by Phantom. It's Crystal Tokyo. Yeah. Hello, Rayford, do the chat. It's Crystal Tokyo by Phantom Mech and Megan Echo. I'm pretty sure that they do this lead, and that's what I got inside of. I don't know how they made it. But essentially, you layer all that together. And then you do a lot of processing on the group. So basically, if I go through it one at a time, Phantom Mech. There's an N in there. But you give it a lot of distortion. And you give it a lot of compression. And that kind of gives it the texture that like kind of ends up in the final. And then add in the vibrato that I'm automating. Cut off that low end. Put in those transients. And then you put it back in the front. Alright, so now we're at the rap part. Now we're at the part. So I gotta begin this with a story. Yeah, because I really wanted to. Yeah. So when you get to here, right? I genuinely thought this bass was like the worst possible thing I made. Hold on, I got a message. I'm talking about the part. So when you get to this little area, I hate the bass. I absolutely hated the bass for the longest time. I thought this bass was terrible. And when I was making it with friends, I couldn't get it right. Like, let me explain the process and like how absolutely I was losing my mind because it ends funny. It ends really funny. So I knew I wanted like a bass riff there, so I got Bass Slapper recently. Super curious about the rap sample. Yeah, because it comes from Splice. So the actual sample is so, and the song actually, fun fact, was called Flashback for a while.
Flashback, thought you got mad, then he didn't crack that. In and out of Dolo when the new Maz. To the boys were on him and he crashed that. Till they came back, man, I don't act like. Heads off, yeah, all of that one pack. I could be anywhere feeling alright. Turn the game on the head, it's all mad act. I'm like.
Yeah, so basically, Any vocal sample you hear, it probably came from Splice, unless I recorded a singer, like it says like featuring, or it's just me. Um, most of this is just it's from Splice. Splice is like the catalyst to a lot of my songs. But it's usually only the vocals and like samples and whatever that I'll like, you know. The everything else is my own hands, I guess. But we get to this bass, and this bass is terrible. I thought this bass was awful for the longest time. So let me walk you through what I did. I got bass slapper here. And it's just doing this riff. I thought it's kind of playing off the chords. I thought this was just like a cool, like, little... Like, it plays with the octaves really cool. And I thought that was really cool. I'd love to see the sample. Actually, love to see the sample madness part. I don't know how to call it. There's a lot of samples in silent. Yeah, sure. I'll go back to the first drop so I can, do the samples after this. If I forget, yell at me. So I added a lot of distortion because I'm like, okay, I really like where we started. I also like doubled it an octave, I think. Yeah, I like where we started. So we added like a little bit of dirt, like kind of to make it sound like it's coming through an amp, a little bit without like making it sound like an amp. Found that bass using that part. It shouldn't be in GarageBand. It's a whole separate plugin from Waves. Yeah, I bought this. It's a nice little bass sample library. But you put some radiator on it so that it gets a little heat. It's like subtle, but it's like it's fine. Like it's the first step. Then you OTT it, because of course. And now it's really in your face. And I was like, wow, it's really in your face. So I need some of that bass back. And this didn't end up doing anything. Never mind, it added like so much weight to it. Never mind. Then you PsyQ, which I'm gonna be real. At this point, I was grasping at straws to try and make this like work, in any way, shape, or form. I actually tapered off the lows and increased the mids, which I'm not really sure why I did that. I'm gonna be so real with you. My face hurts. And then killed the transient. I'm pretty sure I'm killing the transient. No, I'm maxing. What am I doing? What am I doing? This is when we find out. This is when we find out together that I have no idea what I'm doing. We take off the low end from the bit. because I'm adding a sub later. Okay, this makes sense in the context of I'm adding a sub later. Okay, I swear to God, I thought I lost my mind. We take a lot of the high end off, and then we scoop it. And this final EQ gave it, like, basically all of its shape. Because without it... I still think this sounds terrible. I still think this sounds like absolute hot garbage, even in the context of the song. First, I knew you... Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully by the end of the summer, because we're still kind of taking a long break, because spoilers, we might be moving soon. Ooh. And I want to make sure that I can like get to a new place, get set up, properly get some space, and then we get some momentum going. Not revealing any more than that though. I can't do that. It's a surprise even for me. Anyway, I thought this bass sounded terrible. And everyone that I make music in like a server, like a little group, of like my friends and people we met along the way, and everyone in this server was all like, if you remove the bass, we will do unspeakable things to you, in kinder words than that. Actually, no, it was about that aggressive. There is not a single person that wanted me to remove this bass and wanted me to keep it as is, and I genuinely am like, really? It's not that good. Like, it could be so much cleaner, but like everyone loves this bass except me. So I'm like, all right, cool. I gotta keep it. I end up putting in the rap that we heard earlier. Right there. And basically all I did was this. All I did to this was double the voice.
Till it came back, man, I don't act like heads off, yeah, all of that one pack. I could be anywhere feeling alright. Till the game on the head is so mad, that game on the head is so mad, that flashback.
And that's it. And then I just like kind of automated this. And I just like automated the dry wet. So it just gets like super saturated. Cool. We got a 808 here. That's all it's doing. We get like some stabs. And that's all that is. Get some claps later. And then we have our lead. So this lead is really cool. Because there's a lot of automation going on and a lot of like cool things that I didn't actually. It's a lot of stuff that oh, please, Ableton. Ableton, I love you so much. Ableton, I love you so much. Gotta work with me here. Ableton, I love you so much. Okay, that's the button. Nice. I remember. I know what I'm doing. Cool. I don't know why I did it like this, but I did it like this. So it's we're using a synth called Diva. I'm using that. I don't know if I edited it or not, because usually I edit presets. I genuinely, it's been so long, I don't remember. I want to expand. Cool. Because I want to turn this off. And then you add in another diva. This preset, and it's just like another layer. And then you add this diva. And then you add all of them together. And then what you want to do is I'm going to do this one at a time because I genuinely think this is a really cool kind of thing that we did here. So, we're going to turn this back on. We get rid of the low end. Oh, please. We get rid of the low end. That's just standard. Put a lot of distortion on it. Now, the cool thing that I did is if we look at my automation on this one, I'm automating a Formant filter, but the mix to it. So, basically, without it, when you get to these little peaks, it's not going to do anything. If you add in the Formant filter, you kind of get like it gets to like an A kind of like thing. So like, and I can show what it's doing. The problem is when you do that Formant, you lose automation at the peak, or you lose volume at the peak. Like you lose like thickness, I guess. You lose like a lot of weight, sort of. So what you do is you just put an OTT behind it, and now it's like it's not dropping off at all. And it still gets narrower, but it's not like ducking down. It's not like ducking down. So of course we do it again. This is a plugin that my friend Dark Magic designed. It's in their sample pack if you want to grab it. It's in one of the two. I forgot which one this one was in, but their Fat Rack is in one of their sample packs. Highly recommend it. I use it on especially on castles. I use it on castles. And then we die past it again. And then we automate a vibrato. And then we compress off the top just to like catch the super peaks and make sure that everything is like flat. And then this is just for a transition. This is just for and then this is just to fade. And that's that lead. That is literally the whole thing. And then in context, you still have the stabs. This is just another synth that I'm using as a kind of a pad, give it more depth. Okay, a lot of my ideas come from video games, but like random video game instruments that I'll hear. There is a Mario Kart course called Choco Mountain. I think it's Choco Mountain 64, something like that, right? And it has the stupidest pluck ever. It sounds so goofy, and it is my favorite sound in the world because there's nothing worse. Okay, that's so bad. It's so goofy, but it makes me smile every time. And I tried to recreate it. We got nowhere close. But I really liked this. So, I think this is a preset too. Either that or I made it. Yeah, preset, and then I just edited it. And it was just really cool. This is my bass again. That's my 808. And then this is just Brahms. That's all it is. And then do a lot to it. All together. We're gonna get to the drop. Let's go back to the drop real quick, if someone asks. And I got you. So this is from a sample, and I don't really know what the sample was, so we're gonna put it here. Hope that there's not a lot of effects on it. I think that's literally it. I think that's like, yeah. That's it. That's like the whole sample. Oh, I know how to use everything I swear. That's like the whole... That's the whole sample. So... and I want it to be like left, right, center. That pattern. But in terms of the fills, it's basically just a lot of... It's basically whatever I hear. So like, I heard a growl here. So I put in like a double layer growl, and I process everything individually. Yeah, so I made this. I made this myself. And then I use another one of my friend Dark Magic's plugins. I use this. I think I also made this. That's as well myself. I won't go through like each one of them like enough. This is just a laser beam. This is just a sample. And then that's just the plucky thing. That's the this is just another vocal. And it's basically just whatever I hear through. Let's see if I can find another one. This is a cool one. I don't know how I did that though. I would be so real. I don't know how I did that one. We won't show Nani again, I swear. You reached 100 messages today. Thank you. That's I got an achievement apparently. But it's this bass. I made it, and then I put a Formant filter on it. We won't show Nani again. We've all seen Nani. And then I put a Formant filter on it. Begging you to discover Ableton. So, I know split new track. I know like the core shortcuts for Logic, Ableton, and Pro Tools, and that is all my brain can handle. Everything else, I just know how to do manually. It's so bad. Like even like make a new track. No, make a new track. I'm really good at doing like Command T, Command Shift T. But like new track and like Logic, like, I can't. Like, new track and Logic, I gotta do manually. New track and Pro Tools, I gotta do it manually. Anyway. That's a cool bass. I don't know what that is. Is this... Yeah. There's another synth. Basically, all the fills are just different synths that I programmed. Son is actually a really cool plugin. I have no idea when this happens. Oh. That's that fill. Huh. We're all learning today. And then that's it. But you just do it in the spaces. And the actual... Usually when I do fills, you have to carve out space yourself. But this is just... If you don't have any of the fills, then what... Like the fills kind of, like, write themselves almost, right? Riveting. Exciting. I'm so entertained. So, speaking of fills, we get to the next drop. This was pain. Okay, let's walk through how I did it, and then we'll talk about how it makes me feel. I don't know where to start. Cause oh geez, doing the okay. So we started with this actually, surprisingly. We didn't actually start with the fills. We started with the hits, and I basically just had with my drums. And basically, I just kind of tapped out a rhythm that I thought would sound really cool. Because this is a really dumb thing that you can do. And it's kind of... It's not a psychological trick. But it kind of is. As long as you keep your snare relatively on what? On 2? As long as you keep your snare relatively on 2 and then imply that it's on 4 somewhere, you're good. Oh, I do have a snare on 5. I just alternate. No problem, no problem. If there's anything else anyone wants to see, feel free to ask. I lost my train of thought. Basically, as long as you, like, there's a snare on 2 and 4 occasionally. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't really know the actual... I don't know. All I know is that I actually, like... So I started with doing the cuts, but what I really actually... If you wanted, like, an actual specific place to do it, I started with... Because I'm really bad with rhythm if I just look at, like, percussive instruments, so, like, drums and stuff. But I can, like, kind of tap out this rhythm with the chords and just kind of chop it up myself. And then what you do is you have everything else kind of lined up to there, and you kind of just feel out your snare. So then once I had my cuts, it was basically just like, hey, which silences do I want to actually put a fill in? Because it's not every silence, right? It's not every single silence. Like, there's many gaps in here that I'm not putting a fill in, right? Because it's too short, right? It's the long spaces. Yeah, it's not troublesome, it's annoying. Cause like you kinda have to just feel out the rhythm. Cause if you break down the rhythm. Okay, do I have the headspace to do this? Am I awake enough to do this after coming home from work? So essentially, I'm always starting on the 1. I'm always anticipating the next chord, right? So I'm always coming in on the and 4 on the next chord, right? Even in the triplet fashion, coming in a beat too early, like once I've set up like the initial couple of things, you're kind of in that mindset. Like this doesn't feel that doesn't feel awkward. like, because I've been anticipating the entire song. So like you, oh, I'm not even coming in a beat too early. I'm literally coming in right on time. And then basically all I'm doing is I'm just cutting everything into eighth notes, or into 16th like note stabs. I'm cutting into 16th note stabs, and then I'm starting on the downbeat on this one. So I'm always starting on the downbeat of every other chord. And then this is just two triplets. Like this is just two triplets, but I'm holding out the last one, right? Like it really should be. But like, there's no point. Like to what end? So essentially, a lot of this, like, yes, it's tapping it out, but a lot of it is like logical, where it's like I'm doing anticipations, which is just putting in the chord like a half a beat too early. Where'd you get the main vocals? It's gonna be splice usually, unless I have someone singing it. I put it in earlier, maybe I can find it again. But most of my vocal samples come from splice. Insider secret. But essentially it's just I'm landing on the one all the time. You can kind of extrapolate this into, so like you can think of this entire section without the fills. Oops. I do know the shortcut from undo. For undo. Thank you very much. I like have like my hand on my head, like leaning back. But essentially, you can extrapolate, or you can like expand this entire section too. That's it. And then you just chop that up in a way that like feels good. Which like it's easier said than done, but that's all it is. Like that's literally all it is. It's just like it comes from that, right? And you kind of cut it up in between them. You make everything sound the same, and then the it's the same philosophy with the fills, except I think I just like gave up halfway through, and they're just all they're all like different samples from Splice that I either processed or I processed it in ProTools. Like this just has erosion. This is just the sample. This is just the sample. This is just a sample. This is just the sample. This is just the sample. This is I did a lot to this one apparently. Which one is this? Oh, it's not. Oh, it is. Oh, it's the ending one. This is just a sample. This IOTT. This is just a sample. This is util. This is I made this. Unless it's a preset. No, I made that. I know I made that. Bell count? No. It's a growl. And then this is just the sample with some erosion on it. So a lot of them are just samples. A lot of the fills are just samples. And then that's basically how you make that part. Like it looks a lot more complicated than it is. It's a lot more in. I have a song. This is the first time I did this was a song called "Worry About Me." Song called "Worry About Me." It's if you've been around for a while, that was like my first big song. That was like the song where it's like, oh shit, what is gonna pass Worry About Me? This is the first time I did Worry About Me, and it's kind of you can kind of tell that it's like how I did it. It's a lot more obvious to see how I did it there, I think, than in Lightspeed, where this is like my fourth time doing fills like this, so I can kind of hide it a little bit. I can hide the rhythm a little bit better. But we get into the last drop. This is just you free run until the song ends. Could I have shortened this section? Absolutely. Should I have? Absolutely. Did I? Absolutely not. There's a break here. It's just a cool little like I was playing like I was like way into like I think I was like way into like a Mega Man game at the time. I think I was trying to get through X. No, I wasn't trying to get through X. I was trying to get through 4. Because I've been trying to go through every classic Mega Man games because I've only played 2, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, and 10. I haven't played 1, 3, 4, 5, and the other ones that I didn't say. So I've been trying to go back through them all, and I love the little like ticking sound. Like I love the ticking sound, like when his health bar refills, and then you put a little fill on that. Put a little yell on that. And then this is just a free running melody. This is kind of just is. It is. It's just you do the first half of the melody, like the one that everyone knows. Bring them in with something familiar, like the familiar kind of melody. That's kind of rule one of arranging, is that whenever you're going to launch into a solo or like a big section or you're ending the song, you always want to like restate the main idea or the main melodic idea of your song before you launch into something crazy. So I give us the main melody here, and then I launch into my own thing. Heard that specific sound in your song? Yeah, I started doing this a lot because I didn't know how Future Core producers made their drops, so I kind of just guessed. Like that's just me guesstimating, like how Psyche and Mama Udofu do all their tracks. I don't know to this day still, by the way. I haven't figured it out. If they do it like this, but it gives me the same result more or less. So, yeah, we're fine. But essentially, we do that. We bring in the chops from earlier. Bring in some haze. And now we're at the end. I might have added the class back. That's light speed. So I'm gonna bring up the mix next. We've been going for an hour, so I'm gonna hopefully the mix won't take too long to explain or go through. But I don't really do the mix when I get to the mix, because I do all my mixes in Pro Tools. I do all my mixes in Pro Tools. Do an arpeggio with the Diva lead synths from earlier. Sure, bro. I can do that. Might have legato on it, so it might not be the. This one, right? Right there. Actually, let's use this. Also, I do name my tracks. I just make a different project file. This is me trying to like cover myself. I swear to God, this is organized in a different section. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. The arpeggio with the, yeah. Trying to make sure I got it right. Maybe if I can lean a little bit more. What? Wait. Command L is the loop, right? Yeah. There you go. That's cool. I hope that satisfied the there. Any other I guess any other thing anyone wants to see before I close Ableton and open Pro Tools? Because Lord knows I cannot have both open at the same time. That's catastrophic, cataclysmic even. But if anyone wants to see anything before we switch over to Pro Tools, which is going to take me a minute to get ready anyway, because it's Pro Tools. I can have Pro Tools running, I just can't have the project file running. Also, you guys might get spoilers to another project I'm working on. But yeah, if anyone wants to see stream music every time I can with that, I'll make that. Oh yeah, cool. Appreciate it. Make the Latam know you. That's Latam, right? I'm using Valorant knowledge here. It's all I got. That's Latam, like Latin America, right? Or not? Or is that like a word? Or is that like a and then Pro Tools. Today we're gonna act up today. If it is Latin, cool. Yo, massive love to Latin, dude. To Latin America, appreciate it. Appreciate the listens. I kind of thought that only I thought I'd always be like a local, like only the people that like in my like friend group know my music exists. This is cool. This is cool. Yeah, it's weird. Like I feel like even though I'm like small, it's like people like yeah, dude, it's wild. Even though I'm like small, it's like people from around the world are listening, which is crazy. Like I didn't think we'd get there. It's Latin America. Yeah, okay. No, I thought it was just yeah, you're good. You're good. You make perfect sense. Y'all are fine. I've been at work for the past 5 hours. Is where my brain is currently. Um Okay, cool. Then if we're chill with the Ableton section, then let's get into don't save. Let's get into some Pro Tools and hope that it works because it's been a while. So there's a lot of projects. There's a lot of like plugins that I don't use anymore that you're probably gonna see like, oh, what does this one do? I can't actually show it because I don't have it. Because I made this song like 2 days ago, or 2 days ago. Wow, 2 years ago. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Learning how to make some light speed. If Pro Tools ever loads, we will learn how to make some light speed. If Pro Tools ever loads, we will learn how to make some light speed. And don't worry for anyone that misses it. The VOD will be up pretty soon after the stream. So you can go look at it. And if it's not up, I will make sure that I download it and that I upload it. So that we can so y'all can watch it later. Okay, would you like to save a detailed report? Nope, I don't know what that means. Is it gonna work? Because I ran into this issue before and I don't know how to fix it, where my output doesn't work. My output works. Nice. Is it gonna be super loud? No. Can the stream hear it? Is Pro Tools on stream gonna be so... Oh, you love me. You love me so much, Pro Tools. This software never works. I have so much beef with Pro Tools, but it loves me today, and I love it. So, this is the mix. So basically, in here, and if you're not familiar with Pro Tools, there's 2 views to it. There's that view, and there's this view. I go back and forth between them a lot. A lot of people just stay in one, but you're gonna see me go back and forth a lot. But this is my mix. Essentially, it's just all the tracks laid out. I hope to see you streaming again. Yeah, I'm gonna try and stream at least monthly before I figure out what the hell I'm doing with the channel past music. But I'm gonna try and do streams like this. I'm gonna try and make it a little less scuffed next time. Just dealing with a lot of life stuff, and I wanted to get the stream out before like I kind of tuck myself back into sadness a little bit. And you know, a lot of life stuff's happening, but I'm hoping I can stream more. At least once a month, just kind of going through songs like this because I like doing this. I love doing this a lot. But this is my mix. I legitimately don't have a lot to say about it because it's just a mix. I'm very objective with my mixes. Like, so the way I kind of learned in school how to mix was you had to use Pro Tools, so for better or for worse. But I don't. A lot of my creative stuff is in Ableton. This is just fixing. So like, this is just fixing. So like, what's a good example? So like for my chords, right? My chords usually have a lot of high end energy to them. So what I'll do is I'll leave them as is, and let's take the chords. Let's go to a part where they're just not like where it's non-stop. Nice. And then I'll just taper off the high end. Mixing is very easy if you bring it down to a step-by-step format. So like, a lot of my mixing comes from other people. So there's a really good video by Joe Gilder where he walks through like mixing in steps. But I also like kind of I take a lot of inspiration, a lot of my process comes from school. I am a this is not a flex. I guess it is a flex. Maybe it is a flex. It's not supposed to be a flex. I graduated Berklee College of Music and I studied music production. See ya. Thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope you learned something today. I hope you found something interesting. That's all. That's all we hope for. Is that hopefully a little bit of seeing my process helps with your process. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. VOD will be up. But essentially, there's a video by Joe Gilder, but a lot of school taught me how to mix, and essentially, it's you start with just getting your levels. So like, ignore the plugins, ignore all of this. This doesn't matter. The only thing you want to be like is this too loud? Cool, turn it down. Is it too quiet? All right, turn it up. That's kind of all it is. See ya. That's kind of all it is. Is just you do that for all of your tracks. Usually in school you don't have this many tracks, and I'm an idiot, so I have this many tracks. And you can't really condense it. I've tried to condense it, but maybe you can. I don't know. But I guess when you have a billion fills, yeah, you have I have fill B1 and fill B2. Um, so, um, yeah. So essentially, you start with your levels, and then and then you go through and you do your EQ and compression, and it's basically just like let's remove the low end, let's raise the high end a little bit. You're fixing problems. Mixing is essentially a lot of fixing problems, and there's some creativity. Like choosing what compressor to use for my vocals is creativity. Do you normally need all of those tracks? Yes and no. So with the way that I make my songs, the way that I organize, this is just how big my songs get. Um, some of this can be condensed into different tracks, but I genuinely just really like having the control of having every single like I could have put all of these and they kind of all go to a bus. So all of my green tracks, like the this green track is are buses. So every track to the left of it, so like these tracks all go to this track, right? But if I have the since I have the option, I want to have the control over every track and to EQ them and compress them differently and like how I need them. So, um, you usually in like a rock setting, you usually just have like one or two or three tracks per instrument, and then you have like a lot of vocal tracks. And here I like to have control over every single element that could play, just in case like there's something that's like I just need to fix with that one. Because if all of these were combined going into Pro Tools, then it's like okay, let's say fill A14 has a problem. I can't do anything about it. I have to go back into Ableton. Now, the dumber thing, the actual really dumb thing here is why am I using two DAWs? I don't know. 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 Um, I don't know. But for school, we had to use Pro Tools. For a lot of mixes and a lot of like real life jobs that I've had. I've worked at like a fair number of studios and stuff. you need to know Pro Tools kind of like the back of your hand. So in order for me to really learn Pro Tools, I just started doing all of my Candle stuff. I just started putting into Pro Tools while I was in school, and then I just learned by mixing my own songs that I wanted to upload anyway, instead of like doing separate. Hey, I have to do homework, but I also have to do Candle stuff so that I can bring up a portfolio. Never use the software. Okay, I'd say never, but if you want to work in like an actual music scenario, like a professional music situation, they're gonna expect you to know Pro Tools. But I really like doing it this way, or I ended up really falling in love with doing it this way because um, I think it's really I think it's a really cool perspective when you put everything. So like these are all of the tracks in Ableton just stemmed out. So it's just every individual element stemmed out, and there's a lot of empty space here. Um, I think it's really cool to kind of be in the perspective of I'm a mixer now. I don't actually have control of the track, because then if I say like I can always go back and change something, then it's like, okay, my brain is bored of the song. What if I just had a different B section altogether? Now the song doesn't get done because now I'm making a new B section. Whereas now if I port it to another DAW and get a new headspace, it's like, okay, I cannot change this song no matter what I do. No matter what I do, I cannot change this song. Um, so this song will just exist as it is. I can't change it. I have to mix with what I have. If there's like a huge problem with a track, I'll go back and re-export it. I'm not like blind. But a lot of I've stuck with this method of working, even though it's a little bit like cumbersome, because you have to now export every track. You have to make sure it's all labeled. It's annoying. But it really helps me get into a different headspace, and it helps me not get super focused on like, because then I'm gonna be optimizing the track until I'm blue in the face, and then it'll never get uploaded, right? So I like doing this just to like give me like, now it's like, okay, I can't go back, or I really shouldn't go back, because when I'm working on mixes for clients and stuff, I can't go back and be like, hey, can you redo this entire part? I more or less have to work with what I have. And this is just good practice for that. But there's nothing super interesting in my mix. This is just like, now the song is like, we do a little bit of mastering at the end, which I can also go through. It's just boring. It's boring to talk about because it kind of just is a straightforward process. But you get your EQ and compression. Sometimes I'll use chorus or a widener. Sometimes I'll add a little more saturation if I need. But essentially, we're just fixing problems. All my tracks are laid out like this. It goes through everything goes to my reverbs. These are just my reverbs. So I have one for Jen, one for Phil, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to have both. I wanted to have I wanted to have a general reverb that glues the track, because without any reverb, you get. And there's so much life missing. So you add in the reverb. It's subtle, but it adds like depth. That's what reverb does. It just adds a lot more depth. It might be way more easier on. And then this is just gonna have reverb on it because I'm automating it. But if you put in the reverbs back, like you hear how like there's hang time. There's like a little bit of hang time off the thing, because like it's just there's no sound. Okay, outside of the one room that somebody constructed just so that this can happen. There's no sound that exists on the in the known universe that doesn't have a kind of reverb attached to it, because every sound exists in a space. So that's like, and you bus everything to, you put all of your tracks, you send every track or every bus if you want to a general reverb bus, so that everything gets glued together and you don't have to run 17 instances of reverb, because reverb is the most CPU intensive plugin of like the normal plugins or whatever. And then I want everything to go to a genverb. I want the snare to kind of pop, so I want to give it its own reverb. I'm automating this just to give it like a little bit more depth, have like a delay throw in there. This is the vocals reverb because I want the vocals to kind of stick out a little bit. And then I want all my fills to be glued together, but I want my fills to feel like they're in a different space than my other instruments because I want it to feel like the fills are taking you out of the song and putting you back in. Like I don't want the fills to feel like they're part of the song. I want the fills to feel like the song is stopping and that it's like cutting. It's like the whole intention. And when you do music production, you are always in service to the thing that you're creating, not yourself. It doesn't matter. Like, if it's cool, cool. Does it fit the song? Great, put it in. If it doesn't matter. It sounds cool, save it for something else. Doesn't matter. You're always in service to the song, and that's kind of how I just focus on, or that's how I like my approach to mixing, is just what needs to be fixing and what's going to make this song better. What's going to fix this song. And then you can do some creative stuff, like, you know, I like some delay throws. I do like an EQ thing. No, yes I do. I do like I automate an EQ. So like if we look here, is it better? Well, why is it just mids? Huh. That should be stereo, but okay. If it was stereo, then it would sound like maybe I just wanted the size of the barrel. Take off that low end. And then you put the low end back. It's not super noticeable. It's like I do it all the time in like my songs though. Like Free Falling is a really good example. What else would I do it? Tagged Up, I do it, but in the opposite direction. I do it from low to high. I'm trying to think, what are other songs that I do it in? Might be in Castles, might be in Kicks. So you inspired me to make music. My songs are on my other channel. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. That actually means a lot. Like I don't know, man. Like I hope that I can inspire people to like, you know, give this a shot because this shit is not easy, but it's fun. And lets you express yourself. And genuinely, like I just, you know, like this is my special interest. This is my passion. This is like I love talking about this and I love showing my music. And if it can help other people, and we're chilling. We're chilling. You can't see it, but I like threw my arms up in the air and whatever. But I have that face anyway. So, that's kind of all the mix is just more philosophy stuff. Maybe I'll go through like my mixes like in depth one day, like actually do a mix from scratch on stream, maybe. But that's just kind of it. All my fills are like all my instruments are separate, and then I just go into them one by one. Some need a lot of attention, some need no attention. Some I only do it on the bus, so it affects every track that's connected to this bus, which I just route with this and whatever. You can route it. There's different ways to route it. So this, if you're listening to, thank you. Thousands of time after build. Appreciate it. So, actually, fun fact, Lightspeed was going to be a throwaway song because I made it and was all like, nah, I don't really feel like uploading this. I think I'm going to just, like, put it in the vault. And then I was going to throw it out. And then my friends was all like, yo, hi, you're going to upload this or we're going to hurt you. And I'm like, all right, we were uploading this. And then a lot of people really liked it. I'm like, cool. Neat. No, I love Lightspeed now, but most of like my big songs, like Worry About Me, I didn't like when it came out. Guessing Games I didn't like, that's why it stayed in the vault. Lightspeed I didn't like coming out. Weekend Swim especially I didn't like coming out, but like they're all the songs that people like, and I've kind of come around to just being like, don't be too hard on it. It's a fun song. There's things about it that I wish I could change, but it's 2 years out, and it's honestly, you know, a lot of people really enjoy it, so it is what it is. That's the goal. So I appreciate y'all liking it. But this is my mix for Lightspeed. Real quick, I'll go over the master, and then I'll take any questions, I guess, for like 10 minutes. Yeah, Insane Butterfly Effect. Legitimately, every song that's popped off for me, one of my friends is like, don't get rid of it, just upload it. Which the inverse is also true. The songs that I'm just all like, yo, this is the best thing I ever did. Except for two. There's two songs where I'm like, this is the best thing I ever did, and it popped off. Tagged Up and Made are the only two songs where I uploaded them. Like, oh my god, I'm glad they popped off. Sleep Tooth, I really wanted to pop off. Didn't happen. Um, what was and yeah, I'm not like blaming everyone. I'm glad people are coming to my songs in a general sense. Like I'm glad I'm getting attention at all. Sleep Tooth, I'm forever sad about. Um, Crescent kind of popped off, but then it kind of died off, and I was like, Float Apart, I was kind of sad about. Um, Bloodshot, I was kind of sad about. Wind Down, I was kind of sad about. Stasis, I was kind of sad about, but Stasis wasn't very good. All right, Stasis was really good. I just really messed up that mix, and I'm always gonna kick myself for Stasis because I know I did wrong. And maybe one day I'll go back and I'll like actually remix it, like I did for Tagged and did for Ripple. But it's like it feels weird because it's like for Tagged and Ripple there are errors there, like actual production errors that I could fix, and it isn't indicative of the true version of the song. Wow, I'm talking a lot. Jesus. The issue with Stasis is that I didn't have the ability to pull off Stasis the way I wanted to, and now I do. But does that mean I redo it and then I kind of take away that song's place in time? Or do I not redo it and let it stay as just like kind of like the song that I kind of wish I could get another do over as? So that is a soul searching journey that I will figure out when I'm finally in my 30s in a couple of years, and that hurt saying. That hurt. That hurt. It hurt saying that. So this is my master. The master is the same basically the entire time. You can press a little bit off the top. The track comes in really quiet, so a compressor at around 10 is usually fine. This is I kind of feel weird about this, but I think it's really good. Angie Huang kind of talked about it. What this does, it's basically an EQ that it runs in real time. It's an AI based EQ, but it's not like generative or anything. It just makes little. I'm gonna turn this way down. It just makes little peaks, and it just basically in real time makes little peaks and valleys and whatever, and kind of sharp. Like it adds a lot of like detailing that would take a lot of automation and a lot of time to do. So it's just kind of making sure everything is like more represented, more closer to like maybe a white noise spectrum, which is all flat. And yeah, AI is in this sense I'm kind of okay with. To each their own. As long as it's not generative, we're okay. This is a tool assist. This is assisting me in a tool. This is either I take 6 hours and do this on what is supposed to be the last step of the song, or I just use this and I keep going because I still have to do the rest of it myself. Soothe kind of works the same way. It basically takes resonances that are unpleasant, and so like all of that little crackly stuff, all that little like sharp crackly stuff, we're turning it just a little bit so I can actually kind of go through it one at a time. So this is the song without it. Some golfos. Fox Stevenson does a trick with EQ where you match it to a pink noise and then you kind of leave the valleys and the troughs. You kind of make it all negative, all two. It's on Soul State. It's Fox Stevenson's video. There's a whole explanation for it. I really like what it does. I cannot tell you what it said. It's a lot. But it unironically adds a really, or it ironically uses a really, it puts a human touch on it because you're just adding slight peaks, slight valleys, and then take a little bit off the top, a little bit more off the top of multiband. Essentially, when this gets over this, bring this frequency down a little bit. I put that on all of my songs. There's a lot of high end. Inflator gives it a lot of depth and a lot of body and a lot of details. Kind of brings everything out. And then Ozone, we're doing the most in. We're exciting some regions just a little bit. Putting a little bit of tape saturation here, analog saturation, and nothing. Doing a little mid-side EQ, so we're treating the mid channel and the side EQ and the side channel like that, and just making sure that it's a little bit tighter. This is a trick I learned from Reddit. It's the Pultec trick. You can Google it. I don't really know the science behind it, but it works, so I'm keeping it. You do a little bit of imaging. Make sure that this is mono because you don't want this to be stereo because it's weird. Make sure your body is whatever. It can be wide. It can be like this could realistically be anywhere here. But I just usually don't mess with this because I kind of like this is where everything is, and I kind of want to mess with it. Widen up here. Widen up here. Do a little bit of limiting here just to get some compression, and then you do a lot of limiting here. Except no, I don't. Oh, because I turned it down a little bit. So this track kind of came in a little bit. Did I only go to 9? Is that what I mastered to? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm going to check after I put the master volume back up because that's not going to tell me. Mastering to 9 is crazy work though. Usually I master to like -6, -7. I hate myself for doing that. I didn't do the hands. Don't worry, I didn't do the hands. But if you want to go through all of these, I'm not gonna turn the limiter off because it's really gonna affect the volume. But this is gonna bring out a little bit more of the high mids. Ready. Imaging. Meters. And that is how I made Lightspeed. Are there any questions? I'll be open to questions right now. I meant to eat. I had an apple like ready to eat, and I just didn't like eat any of it. So maybe I make dinner after this. Maybe the move is dinner. But this is Lightspeed. Any questions in the chat? I'd be happy to answer them. I don't have any real fun stories. I kind of just worked on this. Was really liking it. I called it like 4 different things. I think it was called Flashback, and then it was called Future Flashback, and then it was called Desperado, and then it was called Lightspeed. Because I randomed in a random word generator because I couldn't pick a name for the life of me. I random light, and then I random speed, and then I was like, if you put a slash in between it looks cool. That was that. I asked my friend for like art like a week before, and he was all like, sure. So I was like, yo, bet. And that's how Lightspeed happened. How long did this take to make? Okay. That is a loaded question. Do you mean like sitting down in the DAW to song done, or like over the course of how many weeks did this take me? Like start and stop. Because I also work on songs in a really unhealthy way, and I'm trying to be better about that. It's like one of the reasons why I kind of am taking a break from Candle is because like I ignore my own physical needs. Did you have any artists or songs as a reference to this? Yes, I do. This is the reference. I'm going to turn off my limiter so that I don't break ears. I showed it earlier, but there's a song called by S. Raver and Psyche called Future Raver. And I really liked how it was arranged, so I used it. How long does the song take to make it from DAW in to DAW out? Most songs take me about 20-30 hours. Yeah, most songs take me about 20 to 30 hours to make, from like final mix to whatever. But I also work really fast. Yeah, I also work really fast. Like I work like 20 to 30 hours in a 3-day time span. No, like almost no breaks except for work, which is unhealthy. Never do that. Space yourself out. But it's about 20 to 30 hours. Yeah. And I'm going from initial idea because it takes me a little longer to like actually settle on an idea. Yeah, about 20 to 30 hours. Depends. Usually about, if I had to quantify it, like 10 to 15 for the song, and then 10 hours just total for the mix. So about 20 to 30 hours, yeah. If it's a really big song, like In Another Life or Castles, or not Castles, sorry. In Another Life, Made, and There's one other song that was really recent. Um, those two in particular took me more than 30 hours to make both. Uh, I take breaks when I get yelled at by my friends or when my eyes close and I wake up and it's the next morning. Yeah, music was a very unhealthy obsession for me for a while, and now that I'm finally touching grass, like it's a little, we're getting a little bit of life back. Anyway, this is the sample I pulled from. I'll play this from the drop. Or from the middle. No breaks is also exaggerated. Yeah, that's like you can. Now that I played that, you can. Yeah, I pulled from that. I pulled from that. I kind of just heard it on the way home, and I was all like, "Yo, this is sick. You could totally make a song." The real thing is like I kind of pick moments in song. You should use the diva lead synth in the future, sure. Um, if it's if the opportunity presents itself, because I genuinely don't know what I'm making next. Except yes, I do. I know the next thing I'm gonna release, and that's all I'm gonna say. Because the next project, which doesn't mean the end of my break. I've just been wanting to do this project for so long, but I haven't because I've been making a song a month. Next project is genuinely something really special to me, and that's where we're gonna leave it. It should be out by August. That's the hope. And then I'll go back to moving to a new place potentially, and then from there we will figure it out. But that's kind of where I pulled the song from. Because this little moment that little chromatic moment, the like that's such a cool. That's so that one moment, like that first verse, like it's so sly. It's so cool. Like it's actually like the coolest. I'm trying right there. That's the entire song. That's like a whole song right there. Like those three chords, that's an entire song right there. So I did that with the Camellia song too. I'm just still like that section, that's a whole song right there. Yeah, I don't know where the rap part came from. I'm gonna be real. That was just like a fever dream. Like that one just kind of happened. I really just got the drop. Like how I made the song was I made the first drop first, and then I made the second drop. I was like, I need something to tie these two things together. Let's just start throwing ideas at the wall, and then we ended up with that B section. And I'm like, sure, run with it. I'll change it later. And then all my friends were like, if you change this, we will hurt you. And I'm like, all right, can't change it. They will hurt me. And yeah, that's Lightspeed. That's like the entirety of Lightspeed. I'm surprised the project file. Oh, there it is. There's the energy drop. I'm surprised the project file works. I'm not gonna lie. That's like the real surprise is that it like works. But if no one else wants to see anything, then we're out. Then that's it. If you're good, I'm good. And thank you everyone for stopping by in the chat. I hope you learned something. I hope this was interesting. I'm gonna try doing this again. That kind of stopped. Hello, Warotar. God damn it, I can't fucking words. I'm so tired. Warotar. Yep. I don't want to say your name. I don't want to dox you on stream. I don't know if I've said it before. I might have said it before. But thank you everyone for stopping by. This is Lightspeed. The VOD will be up later. The VOD will be up later if you want to watch the whole thing. Learn something new. I can't promise it'll be better quality, but next stream I'm going to up the quality. This is unacceptable. I got us. I'll figure it out as best as I can. But thank you everyone for stopping by. I appreciate it. Full songs out on Spotify. Y'all already know. Like it's Funhouse, Spotify, y'all the Geometry Day. Y'all already know it's everywhere. Let me know if I'll probably put something in like the community post or Twitter. Um, Let me know what song you want me to do next. And I will do another song. I have every song that I've ever made just on a drive, kind of sitting. I can't promise if it'll work, but I can promise that I'll try to pull it up. Obviously the later it is, so like 2026, these files are fresh. 2019, we're gonna have to download a whole other DAW that I haven't used in years, and we're gonna struggle through it a lot. Um, but yeah, I'll make it like a post or whatever, and let me know what song you want me to like. You want to look at like the bones of next, and I'll see if I can do something next month. Genuinely. Um, and yeah, thanks for sticking around. Still on break for a while. I'm gonna release something in August, and then from there, I'm gonna try and just like get a plan going. I do have another project coming out that I hopefully I can like drop some words about in the next coming month or two. That I've been really excited on. I've been working on it for the past 6 months, or 8 months at this point. I really hope to show it off, to showcase it, made with a lot of cool friends, a lot of cool people. And yeah, I hope it's something new. It's not something that's going to replace Candle, but it's something that I've always wanted to do alongside Candle. And no, it is not a podcast. Um, so hopefully you guys will be there for that. You can see the new project, and then we'll return back with Candle. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Have a great rest of your night.